Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, July the 8th. Wow, I'm Bree Cox, your host today. Super happy to be back with you. I just took a week off in Nantucket, so bear with me as I work through my jet lag. On today's show, we have Pacific Financial Planners with Jerry Schlutzowitz. He's going to be talking about making your money last through retirement and, of course, the rising costs of retirement. And then later in the show, Michael's going to be here with Hoag Medical Group with doctors Jack Sun and Subaru Mila. So we look forward to hearing what they have to talk about cardiac and vascular health. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, folks, we want to keep you informed. Coyotes are always a nuisance. United Mutual Town Hall Board of Directors invites residents to its next monthly town hall. That's going to be Friday, July 11th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center in Clubhouse 3. And of course, as I said, the topic is going to be focusing on coyotes and coexisting with them, including deterrent and protection measures that residents may take. Super, super important. I know how many little pets those coyotes have taken over the years. It's not a good subject. Let's take a look at our beautiful local weather. I'm super happy to come back home to mostly sunny skies. Today with a high of 85 and a low of 63. Temperatures will continue to rise through midweek, peaking on Thursday, a high of 87 before cooling off again by Friday, and of course lowering temperatures on Saturday. Overall, expect a warm, breezy stretch with a mix of sunshine and few passing clouds. It's a great week, of course, to get out there and enjoy the outdoors. Just stay cool, hydrated, and apply your sunscreen. Sunrise this morning was at 5:47 a.m. Sunset will be at 8:04. Gorgeous photo of the Santa Barbara Harbor sent in to us by Joel Goldstein. Thanks, Joel. If you have some photos that you'd love to see on our show, we'd love to show them on our show. Please email those to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Please send us your name, where the photo was taken from, and of course in a horizontal format, please. We've got just a couple of meetings to tell you about before we head to the break. And after the break, Pacific Financial Planners and Jerry Schlutzowitz will be here with us. Stay tuned.
Simple is beautiful. At Pacific Cremation Services, we've spent 10 treasured years helping families craft simple, memorable services for their loved ones, including memorials at sea. Starting at just $1,595, our thoughtful cremation plans provide everything you need to commemorate your loved one. It's been our honor to serve families in Orange County and beyond for the last decade. Thank you for your trust. Visit our website or give us a call to discover simplicity.
Because you have to be a big shot teacher. You have to open up your mouth. You have to be a big shot girl. She's living in her uptown world, but she never had a backstreet guy. I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life.
Wait is over. A brand new pharmacy just minutes from your front door is now open. Service is our top priority at Laguna Pharmacy. Enjoy free same-day delivery, low over-the-counter prices, and personalized attention, all with the same copay you're used to. Tired of waiting on hold? Our experienced pharmacists answer your calls right away. We are in-network with most Medicare plans and make the transfer process easy. Visit Laguna Pharmacy today for the exceptional care you deserve.
Hi, welcome to Pacific Financial Planners. We focus on income replacement for your retirement. We have over 3 decades of professional money management experience. We personalize a plan that's right for you and your family. You only get one shot at retirement. Don't you think you better get it right? So give us a call for your free consultation. We can do this over the phone, via Zoom, or in person.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Let's talk about the rising cost of retirement. I know it's not a fun topic, but here to tell us more, we welcome Jerry Schlutzwitz with Pacific Financial Planners.
Thanks for having me, Bree.
Well, thanks for coming.
Appreciate you taking your time this morning to talk about something that not a lot of people like to talk about, but
you know what,
it's
Jerry?
a reality we all got to face.
And we appreciate you coming in to talk about this, because I think the more clarification that you can offer the viewers, the better off they are.
Yeah, I think people really misunderstand this topic, that it's just not the cost of retirement, but the rising cost of retirement. And there's a lot of reasons for it, and it's mostly, good reasons. People are living longer, right?
True.
It used to be 10 to 15 years, and now it's, 20 to 25 years, even 30 years. And what happens as you live longer? Well, you're going to have more healthcare costs. And we all got to see the doctor. Well, guess what? More problems can happen as well. And there's more inflation, higher, cost of living. You got to pay more taxes. So, along with the good comes the bad.
Right, exactly. So what are the biggest risks that retirees are facing? You mentioned a couple there, but...
Well, it's kind of like, people retire, they think they've got enough money, and they say, okay, I spend, whatever it is, $65,000, $80,000 a year. Some are higher here in California. But the national average, that's about where we are nationally in the average there. And they think they have enough. But there's three thieves that come into our lives. And the first is healthcare. We don't know about our health, but it's estimated that a couple today is going to need somewhere between $350,000 and $400,000 between the day they retire and the day they pass, between co-pays and supplemental costs and things that aren't covered, et cetera, just for healthcare. And then taxes, the same thing. If you're withdrawing, let's say, your money, you get your Social Security, and you're drawing from your IRAs and things like that because you're forced to, they're estimating somewhere between $350,000 and $500,000 for healthcare or for taxes.
Wow.
And the third thief is the one that we call the silent killer, and that's inflation. At just a 3% inflation rate, which is your 100-year, going back 100 years, that's your average inflation rate. It means that your cost of retirement, let's say $65,000 for 20 years, that's like $1.25 million, is really going to be $2.6 million, which means the inflation cost is higher than today's cost of retirement over your next 20, 25 years. So it's crazy how much cost there is in the future. And people don't realize that they're winging their retirement. They're not prepared for these things. And some people, unfortunately, are going to be in trouble.
But Jerry, what do they do? I mean, how do they protect themselves against these risks?
Well, you got to plan for it. And part of the plan is what I call the bucket approach here. And what that is you've got to have a strategy that covers your income for today. A lot of people take their money and they think it's just one big pile of money. 100% of my money is in one bucket. What we do is we try to say, okay, look, let's try to cover your income for today. Now, you've got Social Security coming in as well. That offsets some of your cost. So your Social Security is your base contractual income, and then you start drawing from your assets unless you have a pension to cover as well. But if you don't, you need this income bucket. Then you need a liquid bucket. Well, what if your car breaks down or you need a new car, if you want to go on vacation or whatever it is that you want to do that might be a bigger expense. So that's a liquid bucket where you can have access to chunks of money should you need it. And then this last bucket, which is mostly overlooked, is what's called a replacement bucket. Now, some people might think they have a replacement bucket and they have money in the stock market. Well, that's supposed to grow over time. But what if it doesn't? I mean, we've had 10, 15, 20-year periods of time where the market has gone down for that period of time. So you've got to have something that's safe, like laddered bonds. You can use fixed rate annuities or index annuities. There are things out there that will have a guarantee no loss provision to grow your money. And if you don't do that, you could be planning for disaster by not having a plan at all.
Is it ever too late to make that change?
Well, you only get one shot at retirement. You want to get it right, but no matter where you are on that retirement model, you want to make sure that you have enough. To put your head in the sand and say, I don't know, and that's what causes stress and worry. Look, 65% of retirees worry about running out of money. They fear running out of money more than death itself.
Wow.
So the better thing is to know, and then that way there you can start taking corrective action today, whether you're 65, 75, or even 85. It's better to know where you are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely agree with that. Let's go back to the healthcare costs. You mentioned here 70% of people will need healthcare help.
Well, long-term care, yeah, healthcare, is rising costs because that's rising. The inflation rate I was given 3%. Your healthcare costs are rising at 5 to 6% per year. And so far, nobody's doing anything about it. And what I mean by that is, any administration over the last few decades. But what is the big unknown is this long-term care. Now, yes, you could buy insurance for it. If you're older, it's too late, but you should plan for it. You should know what assets you're going to use to pay for the long-term care should you need it. And there are assets that allow you to have guaranteed growth and to be able to take income out or all your money out to pay for a long-term care solution. Having a plan or a strategy is much better. And some people say, well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Yeah, but you may not be mentally cognitive enough.
Right.
You don't necessarily go into long-term care just through aging. Sometimes it's a traumatic event, car accident, a fall, you break your hip, and you're worried about your health and life as opposed to your money. Now, someone else is going to have to make those decisions for you. If you come up with a strategy and a plan, that's how it works best. So you need to have some sort of a checklist. You need to kind of figure out, here's all the different things. Here's what I need for income. And it's a real, what do you spend? It's not like putting you on a budget and saying you got to spend less. What do you actually spend? And where are the sources to get it? How would you pay for long-term care? What are you going to do about future cost of inflation should you live, too long, which we all want to do.
Exactly.
So that's how you do it. You plan, Bree. That's the real thing. And a lot of people don't work with a financial advisor. They think they could do it themselves. I've been doing this for almost 4 decades. I've been here in the village since the 80s. I can help people really come up with a better solution.
I've asked you this before because I think it's a good question. What if people are just embarrassed that they don't think that they are where they should be financially? Maybe they've made some mistakes in life. Maybe they haven't been, as acute as they should be, preparing for the future. They want to come see you, but they're a little bit shy about it.
Yeah, I understand that. It's a hard decision, but look, anyone could deliver a baby. I'm sure I could if I had to. I don't think that's a good idea, right? So am I embarrassed that I don't know how to deliver a baby or I don't know how to do heart surgery? But yet you have professionals in that industry that you go to help. And usually what happens, let's say it's heart, it's something real serious, right? Do you just say, okay, we got to cut you open? No, you go get a second opinion. A perfect example, my wife has actually a brain tumor, all right? And it's benign and it's not growing. And the first guy said he wanted to cut her open and take it out. What'd we do? We went and got a second opinion. So when people are nervous about it, then you are okay, getting that second opinion and just saying, okay, who's got my best interests in mind and what should I do? Right. But it's not embarrassing to not know about finance. They don't teach this anywhere.
Right.
That's why we do the financial forum.
Yes. And that is remind me, Thursday?
Second Thursday of the month, which is this Thursday, July 10th, 3 to 5, Clubhouse 7. We're going to talk about this, the rising cost of retirement. We're going to talk about all these different issues. And it is a group discussion as well. So you learn not only from me, but from your peers as well.
Right, because probably somebody else is asking the same question that you have, right?
Asking or have gone through it and have had some experience with it and can give perspective from what they've seen.
Right, okay. Wonderful, Jerry. Wow, super important topic. I know it's not exactly easy to get through, but 20 seconds. First step to avoid running out of money.
Well, have a plan. That's the most important thing. If you don't have a plan, then you possibly can, and then you're just going to worry about it. Better to know.
Well, and then stress causes healthcare issues as well.
Worse than not knowing. Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you again. I appreciate you being here with us, Jerry.
All right. Thanks for having me, Bree. See you again.
Always good things to talk about. All right, folks, when we come back, Hoag Medical Center will be with us talking about cardiac and vascular health. So stay with us.
I want to save other lives as best as I can. taking care of the heart during heart surgery ultimately takes care of the whole person. What's really amazing about Hoag is you have this system of institutes where we can group together physicians and practitioners who are all specialized in the same area, so nobody has to leave Orange County. Patients can stay here and get the highest quality of care.
Let's talk about heart health. And with us today from Hoag, we want to welcome Dr. Jack Sun and Dr. Sabaro Maila. Thank you guys for coming here today.
Thank you for inviting us.
So,
Thank you.
Summertime fun, people are out, they're exercising, they're doing good things for their heart. They're getting vitamin D, they're doing that. But what are some of the things that you guys know when you have a patient come in and you just absolutely know, okay, here's why your heart is having a problem. What are some of the prevention? Let's talk a little bit about prevention at first.
Sure. Absolutely. Summertime and hot dogs, the first thing that you worry about
Hot dogs,
is that
apple
heartburn
pie.
is not heartburn, it's heart attack. I would be aware and brush up on my early warning signs of a heart attack because time is muscle. And the quicker you understand and get over the inertia that it is something else and start popping tums, you would definitely read up on it and then get your
really?
health checked. And that includes checking your cholesterol, brushing up on your family history. Are you at a risk individual? And you know, half of America is now heavy, so we got to work on our choices.
So the guy in the hot dog eating contest maybe not the best example of summertime fun. Dr. Sun, you're new with Hoag. I want to talk a little bit about what brought you here and what your experience has been in the background.
Yes, well, Michael, I've always been at academic university hospitals. What brought me to Hoag was, you have this outstanding community hospital that wants to raise their already advanced programs to a university level and bring that to the community. And so you kind of get the best of both worlds of, you get the top care and the top innovation and technology you would find in a university hospital, but you get it in your own backyard, in your own community with, nice parking and really nice facilities and really friendly people.
Oh, there you go. And Dr. Maila, I don't want to leave you out. What's your background? How long have you been with Hoag and what brought you here?
So this is my 38th year.
Wow.
I trained in
That's a
New
veteran
York.
right there next to you.
Absolutely right. 38 years and still going strong for a few more years. I've been board certified in internal medicine, cardiology, critical care. I've been a medical director of the Hoag Cath Labs and also the chief of cardiology. We have 84 cardiology members strong, pretty wide recognized in multiple devices, clinical trials and techniques. And we are looking forward to growing by bringing in Dr. Sun.
There you go. Now, you are the director of cardiovascular surgery, so tell me about the program and what you oversee and where you want to take it.
Oh, sure. So the cardiovascular surgery program essentially encompasses anything to do with heart surgery. And that a lot of what we do also partners with people like Dr. Maila who are in cardiology and interventional cardiology. So we take care of people who have any kind of heart issues, the most common being like coronary artery disease, for people who need bypass surgery, for people who have heart valve issues that need either repair, replacement, aortic disease. So anything to do with heart surgery. Hoag has had this outstanding heart surgery program for a long time now. What we really want to do is bring some advanced programs that we only see at the academic level to an already amazing program.
And I was kind of fascinated by what you said, Dr. Maila, that some people may not know they're having a heart attack. Can symptoms of a heart attack be that minor that it just feels like heartburn and you don't even know it's happening?
A combination of ignorance, denial, and confusing presentations. You see more in women. 30% of the heart attacks are completely silent. If you look back in retrospect, and like I took care of two in the past 24 hours, both of them felt their heartburn is related to what they ate.
Really? Interesting, okay. In the surgery center and what you guys are performing is a lot of surgeries, a lot of. What is the kind of the regular day for the surgery center? How many are you performing, and what kind of things are you guys doing there?
Sure. So we're doing heart surgeries every day. We usually do surgeries in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon or evening. We're doing over 500 cases a year routinely at Hoag, and that's a combination of both heart surgery and some of our structural heart procedures where we're doing catheter-based surgeries on the heart as well. So it's a very busy center. We're doing, anything from minimally invasive or robotic-assisted heart surgeries all the way to complex repeat surgeries to heart failure, surgeries for people with very weak hearts.
And you have a big team of folks that are helping you out with that, making sure that happens?
Oh, yes. We've got a big team. I mean, it takes a village to really take care of people and provide that comprehensive care. So we have a team of 5 heart surgeons. Some are still arriving as we speak, so it's within the next couple of months and then also in the new year. But each of us has a specific focus so that we can not only provide excellent clinical care, but we're also going to be involved in research studies and in innovation.
And as a cardiologist, you're kind of the first point of contact, right? When somebody comes in, I think I might be having some issues or whatever and that exam goes from anywhere from maybe some cardiac rehab to just dietary changes to surgeries. Like, what are the processes that go through when you first meet a patient?
Absolutely. So the clinical assessment is still the king. So as much as the Google, Bing, and Dr. Yahoos will feed in misinformation and the fake news, the clinical contact, either with the cardiologist, the internist, or the PA, is still very important. You can make a diagnosis 80% of the time just by listening to the story. However, many of us are very inactive, and that robs the skill because most heart symptoms are related to activity. If somebody is not active, we don't know. So we need to do sophisticated testing, the traditional stress test. Now we're going on to amazing CAT scans. The resolutions are excellent. Hoag has 5 units now and more coming at the new Hoag Hospital in Irvine. And that volume and sensitivity of detecting heart disease is very early. And it's a great time to be alive.
Now, when you do that imaging, like you said, people may not have known they've had a heart attack. Is that something you can confirm through an image that you get? Oh, look, there's signs here that you actually have had a minor heart attack and didn't realize it.
That's correct. We know the past, the present, and the future prediction, all from imaging. We know how much damage they had. We know what their potential now is. At the same time, we know how bad their valves are. And if everything blocked with the valves, we need Dr. Sun and his team to fix them in one-stop shop for everything.
Now, Dr. Sun, back to you. The surgery program there, that attracted, there are a lot of high-end surgery programs here in Southern California. What made Hoag unique to you, and what made you say, this is the place for me?
Well, Hoag has always had an excellent reputation for heart care in general. And if you look at our data, we have some of the top outcomes, not just regionally, but nationally. And if you look at, especially for coronary bypass surgery, which is a very common surgery that people have, we are within the top 90th percentile, which means that we do better than 90% of hospitals in the country.
Wow. All right, let's talk about some of the new things that are coming on board. The VAD. I want to understand that this thing, basically keeping people alive, helping the heart pump for people whose valves are not working correctly.
Yes. So VAD stands for ventricular assist device. Now, these are devices that generally you'd have to go to a university or academic hospital in order to get. And this is just one of the many programs that we're bringing to Hoag Cardiac Surgery Program. So people with very weak hearts and don't really have a lot of options to treat it.
Someone who's in basically heart failure, or maybe they're only operating at 20% or something like that?
Exactly, yes. Their hearts are very weak, and it's causing them to be short of breath, having trouble doing things that they want to do. They don't have good quality of life. So if needed, and everything else has not worked well for them, like medications, and there isn't other surgery that's going to be able to help them, we have these devices that can really help people's quality of life, which we can install into the heart, and they can go home with it, and it essentially is doing the work of their heart for them so that they can breathe easier, have more energy, and it's something that they can live with for many years, or alternatively, it can just keep them ready and going while they are on a heart transplant list.
Okay. And so ultimately, that's the goal, not to have that machine for the rest of your life, but maybe be able to get a heart transplant or something like that. But
It depends on the person. So
Okay.
some people can live out their entire lives with it, and they're very
Okay.
happy with them because they're like, hey, my quality of life is great with this.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want to go through and have a heart transplant at my age. And then some of our younger patients, however, on the other hand, don't necessarily want to
Right.
go their entire lives with this ventricular assist device in place. So then they will end up on a heart transplant list and then go on to have a heart transplant.
Now, Dr. Mylott, you said you've been there for decades, and Hoag has been evolving and changes, and there are more changes coming to the Irvine location. Yet another expansion. What's going on there?
Absolutely. Besides fantastic facilities, anyone can check on the videos of the flyby images. They have 10 new buildings. It's a massive university. It will have its own specialized centers, cardiac center, open heart surgeries, hybrid cath labs. We're preparing for the next generation of innovations. And transplants are around the corner. Hearts are still hard to get by, the transplantation. Pig hearts are nowhere near. So the LVAD is amazing discovery in the sense they are competing with the heart transplant in terms of the outcomes of the recent studies. So we project a significant growth. At the same time, the Hoag Hospital in Irvine will have all the preventative services. Cardiac rehab is up and running, pacemaker clinic, remote monitoring, and heart failure care.
Well, fantastic. Dr. Sun and Dr. Mylott, thank you so much for joining us today. Great information. And looking forward to the grand opening. Maybe we'll go to the ribbon cutting.
That would be great.
Thanks for joining
And
us.
hot dogs.
Thank you, Michael.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
When it comes to life's most important medical challenges, where do you go? Welcome to the Hoag Institutes. Our top-ranked physicians are experts in diagnosing and treating the most complex medical conditions. Unparalleled expertise, world-class care, all within the Hoag Institutes, right here in OC.
And welcome back to the show, everyone. Tomorrow on This Day, we have the Democratic Club and the Saddle Club. And that is going to do it for this episode of This Day. And from all of us here, we wish yours a beautiful one. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you tomorrow.